Mini Jake, the tribe has spoken.
Fuck you, Kevin.
Aw, fuck you too, sweetie.
I'm JJ, one of the original Tribe of Nerds members. You can catch me on Marvel, Pokemon, and other gaming podcasts.
What up? It's Josh, resident superhero nerd, but I also dabble in the occasional super villain as well.
Some may know me as the Chaos Gremlin, but really I'm just Joe King.
Pikachu, use Volt Tackle! Good job, Pikachu!
On the Tribe of Nerds. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tribe of Nerds. Shane and I are back for another Survivor What If, pondering the question in this vast multiverse: if you changed one thing, how would Survivor history change? And this is a huge one. Shane, we're talking about Survivor Panama, and we're talking about the legend herself, Cirie Fields, and we're talking about what if when Cirie and Melinda were stuck in Casaya with the messy craziness of that new Casaya tribe, the Shane, the Courtney, the Aras of it all. Like, what if when they were deciding between Melinda and Cirie, Aras just said, okay, we're voting Cirie out. So Cirie gets voted out second, and all of Survivor history changes because Melinda's there instead.
Oh yeah, this would be huge because Cirie is one of those players that was such a juggernaut on her first time. Like, the popularity that she had as a first-time player was crazy. Like, there's some players, like, for instance, Parvati, where if she had only played once, she's nothing. It was the fact that they brought her back. Cirie was, like, huge just from this first time. And she had a real shot of going early because she's, like, the typical player that would go early. Like, she's over there saying, oh, I'm afraid of leaves and stuff like that. Like, that's the sign of an early boot. So if she goes second, I mean, the season changes for sure, but like Survivor history changes because she's considered the best to never win. I think most people would say that. Mm-hmm. She played a huge role in Micronesia, and she would clearly not come back for that. And you know, there's this advantage get-in that happens in Game Changers, all this stuff that's not going to happen. So I feel like let's start with Panama and go through this season. So if Cirie goes early, how does that shape up things in terms of, because I think Cirie was a huge part of the glue holding that Casaya alliance, because that alliance is crazy. Like, they're misfits. Without Cirie, I feel like they just implode. Right? Like, there's no way they can stick together with Shane Powers, Courtney, Bruce. Like, how is that?
No, they hated each other, yet somehow were able to win challenges together. It's so fascinating. Like, that's what's fun about Panama, is how Casaya manages to hold together. And Cirie is definitely one of them. I think Aras also had a part to play, but I think it's definitely a combination of them, and a lot of it is Cirie.
Right. Because I feel like, they still will probably win the same challenges that they win pre-merge, because swapping Melinda and Cirie, I mean, they're probably interchangeable. Melinda might even be better challenge-wise. But the one interesting part would be where Bobby goes. Maybe Melinda goes instead of Bobby. That could be, and he might make the merge. Otherwise, Melinda makes the merge.
Right. So we talked about it on our Panama episode of 1 through 50, and basically we thought that Cirie, it wasn't shown as much, but we think Cirie had a huge part in getting Bobby out, even though, like, Danielle was shown to be the one beating the drum and being like, hey, get rid of Bobby because I don't like him. But, like, I definitely think Cirie had the say in how that went down, and throwing Bobby under the bus. And, like, I think honestly, Cirie wanted Bobby gone because Aras and Bobby, I think, were somewhat close in the original Younger Men's tribe. Like Nick and Austin were closer than Aras and Bobby, and I think Cirie wanted to get closer to Aras. So if she cuts Bobby, then she is now Aras's like she's the one who's with Aras and is his number one more so.
Yeah.
So I think without Cirie there, I think that completely changes things, and Aras is more so able to keep Bobby in.
Yep, I definitely agree with that. And then I think so. Yeah, Bobby, let's assume will make the merge. So at the merge, probably the first, since they have the number, Casaya has the number 6-4 still, so probably like Nick goes because they can stick together for one vote, but I don't think they stick together for much more. So either Austin still goes next or they start imploding. Like I could see Shane and Courtney are nuts, so one of them might get sniped early or cause someone else to get sniped. I mean, what do you think? Like, do you think the Casaya breaks apart, at the final 9 vote, or do they make it a little farther?
I think they imploded the final 9. They possibly imploded the final 10, honestly, but I will say maybe because Bobby said he was flipping, so I don't know, like maybe I could actually see it where like Bobby refuses to vote Nick or Austin, so maybe they settle on Sally just to make sure that they have the numbers, and like they get rid of Sally, and then Bobby's like, okay, I'm flipping. Also the fact like Shane did like swearing on his son to Bobby, so Bobby's like, okay, if we vote out Sally, then we can stick together for this vote, and then I'm gonna flip, go with Terry, Nick, and Austin, and then we're gonna now. I mean, he has to. I think at that point maybe they get Bruce as well to come over because Bobby's also had the relationship with Bruce in the Casa de Charmin where they make the deal to not vote for each other, which doesn't last at all. So like, I definitely think at that point Bruce definitely flips.
Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting because then I assume we're gonna lose Courtney, we're gonna lose Shane, because even though maybe those are people you from that alliance you'd want to keep along towards the end because you can beat them, like they're just so nuts, you need to get rid of them and you can convince their own alliance to flip on them. I feel like we're probably getting to a spot here where maybe the winner of the season is Terry Dietz, because I think Aras is not going to make it far, and even Aras was pegged as like the leader of Casaya, but it was really Cirie. Aras was just the face of it, and without Cirie, like that's not happening.
Right. Well, and I think Aras was kept around not just because of Cirie, but also because those Casayas were like, we need someone to beat Terry. Now, if Terry has the numbers and he has an idol, and he keeps winning challenges, like Terry's in complete control at this point. Like, I think Aras is doomed, and so I don't know. Like, I definitely see Courtney or Shane. I think Courtney goes at 9 because Bobby hates Courtney, Bruce hates Courtney.
Yeah.
There's no way this woman survives. And then probably Shane blows up, and then they vote out Shane.
Yes.
And then at that point, Terry's able to get his way for people to vote Aras out.
Well, yeah. Let's assume Bruce still gets medevac at 7. Yeah. So Bruce medevac, then Aras will go at 6. So then final 5 is Danielle, Terry,
Nick,
Bobby,
and Bobby.
And Nick. Yep. So there, I feel like maybe there's some movement because Danielle sort of got close with Terry in the real timeline towards the end of the game. So maybe she convinces him to start flipping on some of the Laminas. Or Bobby helps with that too. So maybe they do take out like a Nick or an Austin, since those are threats for immunity, and Terry clearly wants to win every challenge.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure. Like, I almost think Terry is gonna want to hit the honor and integrity drum. Like, I don't know. I feel like he's gonna want to keep Nick and Austin just because of that. But maybe I'm wrong and he realizes he has a better shot against Danielle and Bobby. So I definitely think Terry's the swing vote at this point.
Yeah, so it'd probably be either one of Nick or Austin or Bobby, I would guess, would go.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of do agree with you on Terry's playing his honor and integrity card. So let's just assume that plays out. So then final two is Terry and one of Nick or Austin, and Terry wins.
Yeah,
Unless though, because Nick and Austin are good at immunity challenges too. So if they happen to beat Terry out at that final immunity, like let's say the final three is Nick, Austin, Terry, and one of them wins, I think they kick out Terry and take each other. We have a pretty boring final two.
Yeah, I do think that they kick out because like that immunity challenge was also pretty unfair for someone like Terry. I don't think there's any way Terry wins that lily pad challenge. Like I just think he's doomed, like with his size and whatnot. I think Nick and Austin are much more able. Like I feel like Austin was kind of like obviously really good shape, but also not super like big. So
Yeah.
I feel like Austin probably wins that and takes Nick to the end.
Yeah. And then honestly it's a toss up there. Like either one of them could win and nobody will care either way.
Yeah, I mean at least Nick seemed to be a super fan. Austin though, I feel like I actually don't know. I don't really care either way, but I don't know.
I mean, I feel like neither of them will be returning players. Aras still probably is a returning player in Blood vs. Water because of his brother. It seems like they wanted that relationship. Danielle will make it pretty far. Like, does she do something villainous to be deemed a villain on Heroes and Villains? I don't know, because even in the real time, it wasn't villainous, but whatever.
No, Jeff gives her credit for working with Terry for one round and then cutting him loose the very next round. So like that's why she's a villain, even though that's not really that villainous.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I would say we have a new winner of the season. We have a new runner-up. Great, but that's not like the main outcome here of Cirie going early. The main outcome is Survivor history. So who does someone else like take this spot as like the most raw player, like the most beloved player of all time? Because I think the best to never win is still going to be Sesternino, probably, because it's Sesternino or it's Cirie, but he's not like beloved the way she is, and he doesn't really come back again. I don't think he would. So now does someone else jump in here? Because part of why she's best to never win has to do with Micronesia and how they literally all thought it was a final three, and they took her to the final three.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Well, it has to be a woman because you have to fill the woman's spot. So I'm struggling to think of a woman that would fit that mold at this point.
Right.
Like, I mean, you can maybe say Stephanie, but you've already seen her twice, so I guess that's out in this timeline because it would only be two-time players.
Right. If we were going really complex and take into account our alternate timeline from last week at Guatemala, then Stephanie could be in there. But yeah, I don't know.
It's hard to figure it out. I'm just like,
it's possible Danielle's on Micronesia, but like she's not gonna have a big impact there, I don't think. And she's not really likable in the way Cirie is. No,
I mean, and the America Sweethearts, like Colleen and Elizabeth, are not going to come back still. So
so maybe for like Micronesia, it is Danielle who comes in. She's not going to have an impact though. Or maybe they put in like Twyla, because I know Twyla was in the running. But again, she's not going to be beloved.
Right.
But there is now a spot on Heroes and Villains on the Heroes tribe as well.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm still not sure who else fills that spot. I mean, you could do Taj from Tocantins.
Oh yeah.
I can see Taj for sure.
100%.
Taj is super well liked. The question is, does she come back so soon? Because Tocantins was like very shortly before.
Yeah. Because I do feel like they they wanted her, but her and Cirie are too similar, so they didn't put both of them. But here's an interesting take as well. If Cirie is not on Heroes and Villains because she's not on Micronesia, Parvati's a hero.
That's true, because her and Candace were switched.
Yep.
Which is so wild.
Yeah. So we'll talk through that, I'm sure, in more detail as we get to Heroes and Villains. But I mean, that changes a lot too because of Cirie not being there. Because, yeah, she's 100% a hero. Because even in the real time, she was a hero. And then last minute, they changed it.
Yeah. I still don't get that, to be honest. But we'll definitely talk it through later. But yeah, I can't think of anybody for Micronesia unless you just go with someone completely different, like Twyla, and then Heroes and Villains. I think let's just say Taj instead of Cirie there, but
or it could be Alicia coming back for her third time, and she'd be a villain because Parvati's a hero.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Alicia, I could possibly see. Again, she was an iconic character on Australia, at least. So like, I still think she will get remembered.
Much in Heroes and Villains, especially because she'll be reunited with Boston Rob. That would be something.
Oh my god, she would go off on Boston Rob because she did not like him yet.
Oh, or does Kathy Vavrick O'Brien come back as a hero?
I mean, Kathy's possible. I don't know. Like,
extremely likable and like that older woman, but I feel like All Stars ruined her.
Yeah, I think All Stars ruined her. I think even the producers realized that All Stars ruined her, to be honest. Like, because if I remember, I think I saw interviews where Jeff said post All Stars, he's like, half the people, like, he just wanted to be done with because they were a negative presence. And Kathy had to be one of those people because she was so negative that season.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And so then we have Game Changers as well. So
yeah, I feel like Game Changers, by that point, there's so many options of people they could put in, especially considering they cast that season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kelly Wentworth, I feel like could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to see Sydney Gillen from Co-Roma.
Yeah. Yep.
But
we're on the same page there.
Yeah, but I don't know that they would have. Well, Sydney also, like, I think she got asked, but she declined because of her bodybuilding career. But so I don't know that she says yes still. I'm trying to think of anybody else. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. Tasha again. I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to think of some other options, but
right. It's kind of tricky to figure it out. I mean, Lisa Welchell's another one, but I don't know that she would have done it. But she was fairly popular.
Yeah, I could see that as well. I mean, I don't know. We could say in this alternate timeline, maybe we get like Sydney back actually, or Kelly Wentworth or something like that, in Cirie's place. Yeah. So, and then at that point, I mean, I don't know that we get Advantage Geddon, so I don't know. It's interesting to figure out, but I mean, let us know in the comments what happens if Cirie's Survivor Legacy is no longer there. It's super crazy to think about, but any other things you can think of, Shane, with this?
Not immediately. I think it does set us up with a lot of scenarios for future seasons, so that we can talk through. But yeah, I think with Survivor history being completely changed because no one has this, like, everyone's always talking about Cirie, so now no one's talking about Cirie anymore. She's just long forgotten, and someone new will be talked about. Probably it's Wentworth, because Wentworth was pretty popular. So
yeah, agreed. Well, yeah, so that's the end of our Panama What If. Again, go check out 1 through 50. Go check out our Survivor interviews. We got some big ones happening, so you won't want to miss those. And with that, we'll see you all next time for more Survivor on the Tribe of Nerds.